But my kids won't listen to me unless I yell. They never listen to me. None of this stuff works because my kids just won't listen. Is that you? If that is, I need you to know that I understand. I'm Jen Dean. I'm a family coach and I work with parents just like you to help you take care of yourself, to help you reach the hearts of your kids, to deal with those negative behaviors that drive you crazy. And today, we're going to tackle a big one. We're going to tackle self-control in our kids. I want you to stay with me because I'm going to give you a real tool, something that you can start doing today that I promise will completely revolutionize your home. If you've got little people like middle school and younger, this is going to make a difference. This is a game changer. So stay with me till the end. Self-control. But my kids don't listen. This is something you want to do with babies, toddlers, all the way up to middle school. I'm going to start with little people. If you've got babies or toddlers that can sit up, if they can sit up on their own, you can start doing this practice with them. You can start teaching them self-control. Self-control is the biggest superpower you can have. The ability, right? The ability to be in control of yourself at all times. That's amazing. When I work with families, I work with teens even, I'll tell them, look, self-control is the biggest superpower because then nobody can make you do something you don't want to do. You will never have to come back later and say, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't mean that. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what happened. It just kind of happened. It was out of my control. You will never have to do that. If you can teach your kids self-control. And when I'm working with teens, I'll say, if you can learn self-control, you will be unstoppable because you will always be in control of yourself. Now, there are some adults who haven't learned this skill. This is an adult skill. This is tough, but we can start when our kids are just little by something I call blanket time. So when your kids are young enough that you would still have a diaper bag, right? You would still have a bag. And of course it has diapers, but it would also have usually a blanket or a towel of some sort. Also a couple little toys, maybe a book, a rattle, something, a couple little blocks, something that you keep that we all have in our diaper bag. That's all you need for this. So as soon as your baby can sit up on his or her own, you're going to want to take out this blanket and for maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute even to start, you're going to set baby down. You're going to put your little one down on the blanket and all they get are the toys that would be in your diaper bag. So things that you would have. This is meant to be transportable, that this is something that you can use. Once you've worked on this and you've built this skill in your kids, this is going to be a game changer for you because you can use this when you're out in public somewhere. If you're at a friend's house having coffee, you can put baby down on this mat and just for a couple of minutes for sure, you can have that one-on-one interaction, remember conversation where you're not constantly having to entertain a little person or they're distracting you because they're wanting your attention all the time. So start with 30 seconds or 1 minute even. And just make it a win. The goal here is not to be entertaining. This is not playtime. So I want you guys to make sure that you've had that playtime first, that your little one feels filled up. They have had that attention from you. You've had the tummy time and the tickles and the snuggles, and you've had the laugh and all of that good things. They're not empty. They're not looking for you because there's an unmet need. That you make sure those needs are met. And then you can put baby on this blanket for just a tiny short time. You decide what's developmentally appropriate. What is a good amount of time for you and that little person that they can sit on this blanket? And remember, this needs to be a positive. It needs to be a win, success. So don't try 5 minutes to start. No, just 30 seconds even. But you're not entertaining them. You are not providing that distraction to them to keep them on the blanket. They're just going to sit there and they're going to have those few toys and that's all they have. And they will learn to be content with that. It takes time, but practice it every day, multiple times a day perhaps. Practice this skill and eventually you can add to that time to, I promise you this can happen, where you have a toddler perhaps who you can put that blanket down and because you've practiced it so many times at home, there's an understanding. You can put your child on this blanket, you give them these little toys. This is safe. Maybe you're at a friend's house and you're gonna have a conversation. Maybe you want to be able to have tea with your partner after dinner, and your baby's already, their love tank is full. They've gotten lots of time and attention from you, and then you sit with your partner and you get to have a coffee or a tea and you can chat with them about their day. How wonderful would that be, even for 5 or 10 minutes? So it really does matter. This becomes a foundation that we can then use as your children get older. We can use that to chair time. At some point, it's not appropriate, right, for your little people to be sitting on a blanket. They're going to say, like, come on, mom, no. You're gonna want to use a chair. So this is perfect if you're at a doctor's office, if you're at a friend's house, or if you're in a restaurant. Chair time. Let's practice sitting still on our bums, on a chair, in a public place. Let's practice this skill. So work on it at home. At home, you might say, hey, you know what? We're going to have table time, or we're going to have chair time. We're going to practice self-control in a chair. And again, it's the same principles. All they get are whatever you would have with you while you're out and about. So things that you would find in your purse, things that you might have in a restaurant. You might get a napkin and a pen. Here you go. This is what you get just for a few minutes. How creative can you be in this setting? Let's see what you can come up with. So you can adapt this model. The idea behind it is to practice. Practice the things. Practice those things that you want. So if you find that you're frustrated because you want to go out to a restaurant and your kids won't sit still, instead of constantly just giving them the phone or giving them snacks or having to entertain them, instead practice these skills at home. So you're going to say, okay, for 5 minutes a day, for 10 minutes a day, we're going to practice sitting at the table. We're going to practice this skill so that when we're out in public, it's going to go much smoother. This is a game changer. If this was helpful for you, let me know in the comments. Tell me, what is the most difficult area that you struggle in this? Is it restaurants? Is it doctor's offices? Is it at home when you're trying to have a conversation with someone else in the family? Is it at a friend's house? Is it at a different family member's home? What is the scenario that's the biggest challenge for you? Tell me in the comments. And then also, I'm so glad you stayed till the end, because I want to give you a cheat sheet. If you would like a cheat sheet on how to set this up, maybe with some time frames, or maybe with something that you can use to kind of work your way towards the goal of being able to have a conversation with another human adult in public. What is this? Could this even be true? Yes, it could. So if this was helpful, then I want you to let me know in the comments below, and also make sure that you sign up. The link will be below. Sign up for your free cheat sheet for today. I'm Jen Dean, and I have a business called Families Matter Most, where I get to help parents just like you to work on yourself, to work on your kids, and to have more peace in your home. Thanks so much. We'll see you again soon.